Beyoncé will tour the globe to promote her album Renaissance this year. The megastar shared a picture of herself riding a silver horse while sporting a disco ball cowboy hat on social media on Wednesday to make the eagerly awaited news. The news was made on the opening day of Black History Month, a month-long celebration of the African diaspora that takes place every year in the U.S. So it comes as quite a disappointment to find that Africa has once again been omitted from her world tour list. Hello, and welcome. This is Rain Smith, and you're watching the New Africa channel. This is the 7th studio album of the Cuff It hitmaker, whose win for Best Dance, an electronic music album for a Renaissance, put her at 32 golden gramophones. As fans from all around the world scrambled to get tickets, social media erupted and ticketing systems briefly crashed. The tour is the most anticipated musical event of the year following her record-breaking 32nd Grammy Award victory for her album Renaissance in 2023, and has been forecasted to run from May to September 2023, with only European and North American performances currently planned. This undoubtedly made her massive African fan base very unhappy, but unsurprised, especially when the continent is practically never included in large world tours planned by international record labels. However, it is extremely puzzling to discover that African nations are disappointingly not on Queen Bee's itinerary yet again, particularly as she is an artist who draws significantly from African influences, including Panstila dancers and the poet Worston Shire, the Somalia Briton native with Kenyan roots. Furthermore, Queen Bee's admiration for the continent and her use of its influences in her work, particularly her support of Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, served to exacerbate this particular marginalization. In 2018, she highlighted the late president's lessons on forgiveness as she praised him. She is one of the select few well-known international pop performers who has appeared on the continent nevertheless. She performed at the 46664 concert in Cape Town in 2003, which was hosted by Nelson Mandela. The goal of the performance was to raise awareness of HIV and AIDS throughout the nation. Together with her husband Jay-Z, she once again served as the headlining act of the Global Citizen Mandela 100 Festival in Johannesburg in 2018. It's interesting to note that the majority of the tickets for the concert were obtained through social activism, filling the stadium to capacity. Her passion for Africa is clear, evident in her Black is King visual album. Through it, she has been able to explore and highlight her African background. At the same time, it exhibits the varied tapestry of culture and tradition on the continent and in the diaspora, and combines many musical, aesthetic, linguistic, and Vogue aspects from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa. More often than not, African nations are often removed as potential travel destinations, which leaves many fans perplexed, and many are left to question whether well-known artists and their management teams believe that Africa lacks the infrastructure to support such extravagant performances, or if they hold the same view as people in the global north that stadiums won't be packed with spectators, especially knowing that stadium world tours have a huge impact on an artist's income and exposure in a capitalist commercial music industry. Africa has long been portrayed in popular culture as a developing continent afflicted by famine, poverty, and war. This influences how the continent is perceived when evaluating its capacity to produce profits. Global pop performers, management groups, and record companies might view Africa as a high-risk, low-reward region. They like to go to places where there is infrastructure and past experience that ensures profitability. However, some well-known performers, including Lady Gaga in 2012 and Ed Sheeran in 2018, have performed on successful tours in Africa. Even though they both only played in South Africa, neither completely ignored the continent. Their South African performances were also financially successful. What do you make of our video? Why do you think the international superstars disregard Africa in their world tours? Do you think that the outdated and unnecessary stereotype of Africa as a dark continent has any bearing on these choices? Just share your comments and thoughts with us in the section below. And as always, subscribe to the New Africa channel for more exciting future videos.